Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Millennium Stadium here in Featherstone. It's the end of the domestic season as far as the National Conference League is concerned, and after many hours of training, after all the games, all the league situations, we're down to the one game, the National Conference League Premier Division Grand Final. It is Hunslet Club Parkside taking on West Hull. My name's Dave Parkinson, delighted to be alongside in commentary this afternoon Lot Lane's coach Paul Couch. How are you doing, Paul?
Yeah, fine, thank you for having me. Really looking forward to this game this afternoon. Should be a cracker, two first and second in the league, so should be an entertaining game.
Two sides that you've seen a lot of over the course of the season as well, so we'll be relying on what you know as well.
Yeah, well, obviously these both teams we couldn't beat, so at least something to look forward to on that.
So both sides now coming out onto the Featherstone Rovers pitch, and we'll have a look for the first time at both of these sides and how they line up. So for West Hull, they're playing in the green and gold shirts. It's Jack Lazenby at fullback, Ethan Shaw, Thomas Burke, Jack Ridsdale and Brett Turner amongst the back line. Halfbacks are Josh Wood and Elliot Jones. In the front row, look out for Ryan Wilson. He's a goal-kicking prop forward that's also scored 11 tries this season. Nathan Powley has been a virtual ever-present alongside Oscar Ellerington. In the back row, it's Player of the Year Ben Arben, Lewis Crowther and the influential Ryan Steen. The bench is Paul Stamp, Jansen Turgott, Ryan Langton and Marcus Hall for head coach Mark Hewitt. And now if we look over quickly at the Hunslet Club Parkside side, they line up with Craig McShane at fullback, Will Cohen, Jake Dearden, Omar Al-Rawi and Tyler Dargan amongst the back line. Andy Hullock and Danny Rouse had a lot of experience in the halves. It's Elliot Morgan, Jack McShane and Jamie Fields in the front row. Kieran Webster, Dewey Billingham and George Clark in the back row, and a bench that features Matty Scott, Jack Briggs, Harry Dodd and Mackenzie Hay. We're just seconds away from the start of this game. Our match referee is the NCL Referee of the Year, Carl Hughes, and away we go with a deep kick-off from West Hull, and Hunslet Club Parkside making first use of possession, bringing the ball out towards the 20-metre line. We'll also be joined in commentary by National Conference League Chairman Trevor Hunt, and well, it's an interesting start already.
Well, it is, isn't it? Just how much of an advantage it is playing down this slope in the first half or the second, I'm not really sure. Maybe Paul Couch will have an idea on that one.
Yeah, I think Hunslet will try and weather the storm in this first half. With them being a big set, they'll try and weather the storm in the first half and then probably get a roll on going down the hill later on.
Big run from Jamie Fields, back with Rouse. Rouse can certainly control the game with his kicking. Pumps it high, it'll bounce in no man's land. And already there's plenty of pressure being on, and they've got hold of the ball again at Hunslet Club Parkside, just 5 metres out. But the referee has ruled a knock on, and we are going to have a stoppage just momentarily. But I tell you what, that was a really interesting kick, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went to watch Hunslet and Siddle last week, and Danny Rouse kicked Siddle to death, and that's going to be a big part of the game today.
Disappointing though that they let that bounce, and of course all the mayhem that came from it, but in the end they've got the penalty. But a little bit of a warning, isn't it, for West Hull, that even going up the slope, as you mentioned, Danny Rouse's kicking game is going to be a problem.
Certainly is. So West Hull pushing their way up towards the 20-metre line with the kick, and away we go. So the first use of possession, bringing it through that middle. You know that Hunslet Club Parkside, being the size that they are, they're going to pack that middle, aren't they?
Yeah, there's not going to be much space for West Hull to come round the middle, but I'm pretty sure that West Hull might try and throw the ball about a bit early on.
Nice run from Steen up towards the 30-metre line. He's grounded in the middle of the field. Powley brings it out to the right-hand side. Big run coming in too from that man, Oscar Ellerington. Steen gets his hand on the ball again. Jones slips it out. Still in centre field, just advancing play just over the 40-metre line. These early exchanges, fierce as you'd imagine. These sides played against each other just a couple of weeks ago. It's 14 points to 2, so we know that they're two quality sides. West Hull bringing it down the right-hand side, getting the kick away through Josh Wood. Back to collect it is McShane. McShane shuffles to this left-hand side, over the 20-metre line he goes.
Yeah, they're going to have to look after Craig McShane of West Hull today. He's a strong player, really strong, and returns the ball really well.
Big collision there.
Craig McShane is one of the outstanding players. He was nominated for the Player of the Year. It went to Ben Arben, of course, from West Hull, but Craig McShane certainly one of the main challengers, and won it last year, of course.
Yeah, an excellent player at National Conference League level. Hunslet Club Parkside just pushing their way over their own 40-metre line. It's with Rouse again on this left-hand side. Long kick towards the corner. Can he get a 40-20? It'll trickle over the touchline. Was it a 40-20? There's a little discussion that goes on. West Hull think that they've retrieved the possession. I think Mr. Hughes is saying else.
I think he was just outside the 40.
Just outside,
I think
wasn't
he was just outside, yeah.
It was a really good effort.
A bit of a dangerous tactic, though, isn't it? Just let it go in when it looked like Lazenby could have really caught that one. 40-20, like you said, it was just marginal as to whether it was going to be one.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was thinking that obviously Jack Lazenby probably couldn't see that Danny's feet were outside the 40, so to let it go like that, what a big risk.
Steen working his way just outside the 20-metre line for West Hull. Just Pepper in the middle. Listen, we know that the charge is forward, and we know the forward exchanges are going to be fierce, don't we?
Yeah, both teams are header free and complete a lot of sets. Don't give too many penalties away as well, so it's going to be set for set early on.
Those are the thoughts of Lock Lane coach Paul Couch. Great to have him in company this afternoon as West Hull work their way just over halfway in the form of Nathan Powley. Powley to play it back on the last tackle. Wilson gets it out to Wood. Wood angles his kick into no man's land. It's allowed to bounce by McShane. He shuffles back to collect it 5 metres from his own line. Look at that chase. That's an excellent chase team that's gone and led the line there.
Yeah, that's what you need against Craig, to find the grass and then a good chase on back of it.
Tyler Dargan with his first touch of the ball. He's been playing for Hunslet Warriors in National Conference League 2. Played 2 games so far for Hunslet Club Parkside and scored 4 tries, so he's one to watch out for.
Well, he certainly is, isn't he? You know, this Hunslet Club Parkside, third meeting between these two sides, isn't it? One each in the league, and then of course in the playoffs, West Hull won that. So, you know, nothing much to choose between them.
Good run forward by Jack McShane. Put down on the halfway line. It's worked out to Rouse again. This time he puts the ball high. Lazenby takes it, skips away from the first challenger, works his way into a bit of an opening as well. Good kick return that.
Yeah, very good. It got his end under the ball, didn't let the ball bounce like Trevor said earlier. It gives his end a lot more opportunity to return the ball.
And as a result, it means that the next tackle is an easier one for gaining metres. And now it's run through that middle once again. Ethan Shaw with that carry. I get the feeling both of these sides, they're really just testing each other out early on, aren't they?
Yeah, like I said, they're just going set for set, and I think both teams have completed all the sets so far.
Powley has an option to his left-hand side, goes to Wood. Wood plays it at the front man. It's Wilson. Wilson to stand and play it to Powley. Powley on that left-hand side. Kick comes in from Elliot Jones. They'll put pressure on the fullback McShane. He rides that challenge particularly well, though. Takes the ball at 10-metre line.
A good chase was that after a good kick, really, and West Hull putting pressure on McShane. He's done well to take that, but a lot of pressure on him when he did.
So Hunslet Club Parkside again, playing this ball inside their own 20, just advancing beyond. There's Al Rawi and Fields, Jamie Fields, former Barlow international skipper, retiring after this game. What a servant he's been to this club. As the kick comes in again from Rouse. That's a bouncing, bobbling. Will it hold up? Oh, it will. That's a perfect kick.
Fantastic kick that.
Once again they go on the attack. Good work from Lazenby. Of course, Lazenby has spent much of this season playing centre and wing, to be honest, for West Hull.
Yeah, I know he played for Community Alliance in the centre, didn't he? So yeah, but he's a quality player and could cause Hunslet a lot of damage this afternoon.
There goes Shaw. Another strong carry from the winger. Referee keeping good distance between the two sides. We're 7.5 minutes in. still nothing to choose between them. I suppose it's as we'd expect.
Yeah, Hunslet just seem to be getting caught on the fringes a little bit. That's where Westall are looking to make the yardage, but they just keep kicking into grass and keep finding grass. They don't want McShane to return the ball back quick.
It's an intelligent kick, and McShane has work to do, and they're surrounding him almost with a lasso approach with that kick return.
Well, he did well there, didn't he, McShane? Because in reality, he could have been pushed back into the in-goal area, but he managed to get past a few. I mean, you're saying there's not many points. I don't think we're going to have a point fest here between these two sides. The defences are pretty good, and you know they like to take the ball up hard down the middle. A good set of forwards, but up this hill might be a bit of a tester. I wonder how much it'll take out of the side in this first half.
I noticed Andy Hullett guiding the team around as well. This is reportedly his last game as well, as Rouse takes it on this left hand side, kicks it long. It's a decent kick, one bounce and into touch.
Yeah, like I said earlier on, Danny Rouse's kicking game's going to be massive today. It might be knocking on a little bit, but his rugby brain's outstanding.
Of course, once upon a time, you'll have seen a lot of him down at Lock Lane yourself, haven't you?
I did, yes. He were at Lock Lane for a number of years, him and his dad. His dad was head coach as well at Lock Lane, and I was his assistant.
Well, he did get a player of the year, didn't he, a few years back, Danny, as well. And like you said, you mentioned it straight at the outset about his kicking game. It's pushing Westall back and back again. And, you know, like I remember looking on that last one, was it a 40-20? And, you know, from where we are up here, it's a bit hard to tell, but that was a close run thing again. He'll get it right soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure maybe in second half, rolling down this hill, he'll probably go for one.
Westall, though, continuing to bring it away from their own end, 30 metres away from their own line.
I'm just looking on, and Ryan Steens just signalled to bench that he's not very good. Usually get a lot of minutes out of him, so there must be something up there.
He's one of the real stalwart players, isn't he, Steen? Half break through the middle, does well there, does Wood, breaks to halfway. To be honest, Field was complaining of something there. I think he just got beat all ends up, to be honest, as Jones puts it through hands. First running chance really down that left hand side as far as Westall are concerned, and a physical challenge, head high. It's got to be a penalty, and it is.
Well, we're just coming up to 10 minutes, and that's the first penalty in the game, so which is quality from both teams, and both teams have finished set for 10 minutes.
I like that running down that right hand side, or that left hand side by Jack Ridsdale, though. Really asking questions. Here's Wilson. Mentioned him in the build-up. He's a real points getter for a prop forward. And now Ellerington. Nice run towards the 20. First bit of real, I suppose, quality field position this, isn't it?
Well, it is. I'm just starting to feel that field position you're talking about is coming more and more Westall's way. They just look like the side just getting on top of this moment to me.
Powley moves into dummy half. Pops it to Wilson. Short pass for Steen. Oh, forward pass, it's not going to count. I tell you what, I like the movement though. So no try there. But I really like the link up in the middle, and it was marginally forward.
Like Trevor says, Westall are getting to the fringes. They're getting to the fringes quick, and then Hunslet's defence all over the place, so that gives the space then for Ryan Steen to pick that hole in the middle.
It's funny, just as you were saying, Ryan Steen's been pretty quiet, his commentators, because he comes under the sticks really. You know, whether it's forward or not, we're too far away to tell, but it just indicates there's an opportunity and Westall are building towards it.
It's a great start to the game. Hullett to feed the scrum. They can breathe a sigh of relief, can Hunslet Parkside, to be fair, as Al-Rawi brings it to the 20 metre line. He's all held, and we'll play it to Rouse. Rouse popping the ball up. It's George Clark who'll play it in the middle of the field. Again, keeping it pretty tight.
The Hunslet pack look really tired at the minute. So it must be taking it out of them coming up this hill.
Oh, well, there's an injury here as well for Morgan. Wow. Oh, he's not a well boy after that one.
He took it in and he cracked his shoulder and he looked very uncomfortable, didn't he? And to be fair to Westall, they seemed to react straight away. They knew there's something that was up with him. But, you know, Paul's just been saying that taking this ball up the slope, there's a bit of sunshine out there. It's quite cool in the shade, but it's warm out on the pitch. And, you know, they're a big set, Hunslet Club Parkside, and they're having to work hard to get what meters they can. Danny Rouse's kicks are the big relieving factor for them, but if he's not got the ball, then they're under pressure.
Certainly it looks like they might be forced to make an early change here, to be honest, Hunslet Club Parkside. Physio staff working hard. Perhaps a pop shoulder. Wood getting back into position as far as Westall is concerned.
It looks like Jack Briggs coming on for Parkside. He's only a young lad, but a really quality player, puts his in around the field.
And what sort of positions does he normally play? Is he a middle?
He plays through the middle, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a well man there, is Elliot Morgan.
I think this rest might do Parkside a bit of good, just to get a bit of a breather, just to get themselves back together.
I mean, to be fair, they were put under some immense pressure, haven't they, over the last couple of minutes with the field position that Westall have finally been able to gain on them.
Yeah, without a doubt, it has been all down this end a little bit, apart from Danny Rouse's kicks, where Westall have returned the ball really well.
So as we expected, Morgan is coming to the touchline.
Yeah, he is, and look, he looks very uncomfortable, doesn't he? He might be okay, it might be just a bit of a jarred shoulder, and they can get it moving and he'll be okay and back on the paddock. But the one thing I think the rest of the teammates will be delighted with is they've had a bit of a breather, and I think they needed it.
Still 0-0 in this one. It's the National Conference League Grand Final from the Millennium Stadium Featherstone. Always excellent host for this. As the kick comes in from Danny Rouse again, it'll bounce, it'll bobble. Will it sit up? Oh no, it's taken an off break really there for Jack Lazenby. He really had to play at it, didn't he? What an awful bounce.
Yeah, it wasn't good. He took it well really in the end.
Westall under a bit of pressure now. Plenty of effort from the Hunslet Club Parkside forward pack. Oh, nice little twos play, just linking in the middle. As we said though, not a lot of space so far. Steen.
Well, he seems to go over it, Ryan Steen. He seems to got rid of that niggle what he had early on.
He was just playing the old soldier, wasn't he? That's probably what it was.
Without a doubt.
Been a fantastic servant to West Hull as Ryan Steen.
Yeah, quality player and plays a lot of minutes as well. So, but a very good ball handling forward as well.
Jones with a swirling kick. McShane's underneath it, takes it comfortably, and to be fair as well, eased his way to the 30 before being whacked high for another penalty.
Yeah, that's the danger of Craig. He's really strong, and he always seems to bump off that first challenge.
Paul, if you were coaching these two sides, then will you be a little bit concerned for either one of them at the way this game's going?
At this moment in time, probably for Parkside, but they are in the second 40. They are going to get that ill. If Parkside can finish the sets and get a few sets up at Westall's end, then they're going to keep in this game. I mean, what are we now with 15 minutes gone, and they've gone set for set. There hasn't been an error at all. So that's quality for both sides. But Parkside need to stay up here a little bit.
And you mentioned Danny Rice from Hunslet Club Parkside. Anybody in the Westall side who's impressing you so far?
Yeah, the injured player Ryan Steen. He's really good. He's a really good player, and Lazenby as well. Apart from that error early on, Lazenby looks really good.
But it's Hunslet Club Parkside really attacking inside the 20 now. Kieran Webster with some trickery. Now it's Hullock straightening things up, getting to the 10. Just having the defence backtracking slightly. Still 0-0. Is it coming for the Hunslet Club Parkside?
Even they just need to get a repeat set here, the Parkside.
Last tackle of the set. Back to Rouse. Rouse puts his pass out. Then an offload back to Rouse. McShaney's there. They still managed to keep it moving.
He's not realised it's last.
He's going to get caught, isn't he?
Yeah. Probably a little kick into the in goal from Danny there might have been the better option, but at least they're playing the ball round about on the 10-metre line.
Jack Briggs, the man who was caught in possession there, forced to turn over 10 metres from the line. And West Hull can breathe a sigh of relief. So the West Hull side, they have been dominant in the National Conference League this season in the Premier Division. But they're under a little bit of pressure now, bringing the ball away from their own end. That was perhaps a good riposte, wasn't it, really, from Hunslet Club Parkside, Paul?
Yeah, that's what they need to do more. They need to get some more energy back and just try and stay up at that end of the field a little bit instead of defending in their own 40.
Lazenby plays the ball back. Wilson charges to make the 40-metre line. Might just do that as well. Perhaps just short. It's moved to the right-hand side to Steen. He plays it off into no man's land. Oh, it's bounced up, and I tell you what, he was under all kinds of pressure there, was Lewis Crowther.
Yeah, he's managed to get rid of it though, and they're staying alive at West Hull here.
Good work from Powley, bouncing through the challenge, almost near halfway. Last tackle signalled in centre field. Where's this ball going to go? It's going to go right to Wood. Wood angling his kick towards Tyler Dargan. Dargan will have to attack that one. It was a tricky bounce.
This lad can shift as well. He's really quick.
He is quality. Scored a hat-trick last week in the playoff victory against Siddle. Oh, and that's great pressure. It's forced the knock on. Woods picked it up. Woods going for the line. Can he make it? No, he's just dragged down ever so short. But can they get over?
Great tackle there, but they've got numbers.
Jones trying to step his way through. 2 metres short of the line. They managed to recover, but can they hold out? Wilson peppering the line. Great work from Briggs.
They've recovered there well with Parkside there, really well.
Still applying the pressure. Wood throws a dummy, tries to get over himself. Wasn't much doing. There's an injury here for Hunslet Club Parkside. He's just got himself on the wrong side of the tackle there.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was really fortunate, if you like, from Hunslet Club Parkside. I mean, I know they defended, but I thought that the tackle came in that jarred the ball loose was high, to be honest. They got away with that one, did West Hull, and they picked it up. Well, what a tremendous tackle to deny that what should have been a score for Josh Wood. And here now, West Hull, I feel, have just lost the way a little bit on this opportunity. They won't get a better chance to score, I don't think, in this half in some regards, because this is their moment.
It was lightning quick responses all round, to be honest. Quick as a flash on the mistake, and then the chase back. He's had the thumbs up. He's going to be okay to continue. So Wood to play this ball to Powley. Powley on for Wilson. Wilson plays it right to Steen. Steen goes right to the line, tries to test them out. Still 5 metres away. Comes down this right-hand side, cut out ball.
And he's into touch there, he's into touch.
The defence was cracky moving out there. Really did switch across well.
Well, for my money, that's been a real crucial set from Hunslet Club Parkside. They might have been wavering, but the way they've rallied, the way they've defended, to my mind, that'll give them a whole lot of confidence going forward.
And that's what you get from Parkside. They're just a team who work for each other, that work for each other off the field, and they work for each other on the field. They're absolutely outstanding at doing that, and they're hard to break down, and which showed there.
So back in possession, Hunslet Club Parkside at the wrong end of the ground as far as they're concerned, but they're still standing. It's still 0-0. They'll try and bring it away. They're up to the 20-metre line, still working hard for each other. Jack McShane moves into dummy half, pops it right. Straightforward run in, and it makes some decent yardage too, but they've run out of tackles. It's the last one. Really tough. Another stoppage.
Just going back to the drop ball from Parkside, I think we were at 18-minute mark, and that's the first error of the game. Now that's just shows the quality of both sides.
Shows the quality of the Premier Division, doesn't it, Trevor?
Well, I mean, you like to think so. I mean, looks like not that every week, but what we have seen in recent years in the grand final, everybody lifts the game. You know, grand finals do bring it out, and I do know amongst the players they just love being in it. Even if they're runners up after a few weeks, they're still proud they've been in it rather than not. But you know, here it is. They're putting everything on the line. Neither of these two sets of players will go in the dressing rooms at the end of it and think they've left something on the pitch, and that's how it should be, to my mind.
Well, he's sat up, which is a good sign. Let's just have another look at this. They brought the ball to the right-hand side. That was the previous tackle where Briggs was the meat in the sandwich. And it's this run where he put everything into it, hasn't it? Hunslet Club Parkside moving the ball down this left-hand side. There's McShane, overwhelmed there, Craig McShane there. Great tackle coming in on him by Tom Burke. Quick movement back into the middle as far as Hunslet Parkside are concerned. George Clark with the carry up to the 40-metre line. He'll play it to McShane. McShane will boot Parkside out of trouble, and it'll bounce and bobble.
Just not as effective as Danny's kicks have been, really. And West Hull find themselves on the 40-metre line already.
I suppose it was a bit tame, wasn't it, that kick, really?
Yeah.
He knew what was coming and could prepare himself for it.
Well, yeah, it was like Danny's kicks have been really questioning. They not know whether to take them or let them bounce. So that one from Jack McShane, of course, the hooker for Parkside, not quite the same effect.
And we're still getting on the front foot as a result. Lewis Crowther tackled on the 40-metre line. Powley spins it into the arms of Wood. Wood shuffles it left. Jones links up well. Oh, they had the back line moving well, but that was a top tackle from Dargan. He's hurt himself in the process, but it had to be made, and they've spotted something. Away they come, bursting into the backfield. Jones is in support. The pass was a shocker. Oh, it was too low. It was right around his ankles there. Brett Turner it was who put the pass in, and it was never finding anybody.
What a disappointing end to that, you know, and the youngster over on the far side, winded when he made the tackle, well, then the break, and that final pass just should have put Turner in under the post, but it's round his ankle. I could be wrong here, Paul, but I'm thinking that West Hull are actually squandering chances.
I think Mark Hewitt might be the more disappointed coach out of the two, really, because it is still a decent hill, is this, at Featherstone, and they've had a lot of possession down there. In my opinion, I thought Turner should have gone for it himself there and had a go himself. He could have got round the fullback.
As it is, though, the pass was a loose one to Jones. He put it down, and they get a chance to breathe again to Hunslet Parkside and bring the ball away from their own end. Hullock to feed the scrum. He's been a really decent player as well for Hunslet Parkside over many years. Oh, big tackle. He's lost the ball, but fortunately went back to Rouse.
I'm not sure if that was a knock on or not, if it the West Hull player.
That's a knock on, that. It rolled down the man. I think that's a knock on.
Hunslet Parkside playing on, bringing it down the left-hand side. Looking to build themselves into the set. George Clark tackled by 3. It does look like this is going to be a game of few chances as Hullock brings it right. There's the running of the number 12, Billingham. He managed to slip the ball further wide. Billingham off the deck. Briggs stepping. Tackled well though on the 40-metre line. Last tackle signalled. Hullock's called for it. Little chip over the top from him. Dargan's after it. It bounces up for him and he puts it down. And there's a bit of open pasture for West Hull. Two Hunslet Parkside players collide trying to make the tackle. And they've done really well to recover that position. That was dangerous though, Trevor, wasn't it?
Well, it's starting to open up a bit now, isn't it? The defences have worked really hard in both sides. We just started to find a little bit of room, and you know, Turner there, if he didn't manage to get away, but again, Dargan, you just could see how quick he was. Just couldn't quite reel it in.
Starting to have its moments, this game, isn't it? It's Powley picks up, sends it to Wood. Wood keeps it going on the left-hand side. Good low tackle there from Jack McShane on Wilson. Will still pepper the left-hand side. Jones, oh, he dummied and went through the gap himself. Quickly closed. Ended up being a good tackle on the chase back. Last one of this set. Into the arms of Wilson. He finds Wood. Wood loft it for this right corner. Well, that's a real attacking kick. It's gone to ground. It's going to be touched down by West Hull. Will they stand? Ethan Shaw thinks he's scored.
Yeah, he's given the try.
And we have the opening score. It comes after 25 minutes and it came off a quality attacking kick, Paul.
Yeah, I think the standoff for West Hull Elliot Jones needs to get more into the game. We'll just see here on the replay. His kicking game there was spot on, and I think he needs to touch the ball a little bit more. Just an error from the winger there.
What I really liked about that though was the fact that it was a quality kick because you got two players competing for it. It dropped in the perfect position, really.
Yeah, they got two players attacking one player, so it made it very difficult for the winger.
So the first score comes 26 minutes in. We've been waiting for that one, haven't we, Trevor?
Well, it's been coming, hasn't it, really? Let's be fair. There's been a couple of opportunities that maybe West Hull should have converted into tries. They didn't quite do it, but in the end, an error, unfortunately, for the winger Cohen. Couldn't quite take it. A well-judged kick, though, wasn't it, that came in from the halfback Wood, and it was then hanging around just to take it was sure and a try. But I think West Hull deserved the lead. I don't think you can argue that at the moment. But it's always hard done by, isn't it, when it's an error like that lets the opposition in.
So Wilson looking to convert from the touchline. Going through final preparations. In he steps. Always give it chances, but it's just swirled across the face of the post. 4 points to nil it is here at the Millennium Stadium in favour of West Hull.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the centre spot now. Matty Scott's come on for Parkside. Is an hooker, really sharp. I think they're signing from Hunslet Warriors, really sharp round the ruck. So hopefully they can get a bit of joy for this last 15-20 minutes in the game. See how they go on.
I recognise the name actually. Yeah, I've seen him play a couple of times before. To be fair, for Warriors, nice to see him getting an opportunity at National Conference League Premier Division level.
I mean, we've talked about it, playing down the slope. Is 4 points coming down this slope enough an advantage as we head towards what we've been playing? We've been coming up to the half-hour mark, not far off it. Is that going to be a big enough advantage? 4 points. Hunslet Club Parkside, I'm sure, would think it won't be.
And they'll take possession from this kick-off. Funnel the way back towards the centre of the field. So far they made it 20 metres in from the touchline. Wood scoops it into the arms of Ellerington. He's been getting through the yards, hasn't he? Out to Steen, linking on that left-hand side. They're just so consistent in what they do, West Hull, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so. Again, Parkside look like they're going through that tired spell a little bit, and there seems to be a lot of spaces through the middle. So, such as Steen with his clever skill can probably find them spaces.
Powley and Steen linking up there. Powley will move into dummy half, and Wood gets his kick away. It's a swirling one. Not the best. I don't think he'll want that in the highlights reel, Trev.
No, he won't want that. Was it? We talked. There's only been a few errors in this game, but as far as that kick comes, I'm sure Josh Wood will feel he could have done better. Parkside, for the first time in a while, they're not actually getting the ball back inside their own 10-metre zone, so there's an opportunity for them here.
Let's see if they can take advantage. Scott at dummy half, checking left and right, pops it to the left-hand side to Briggs. Knew he was going to get pummeled then in that, but does well to make some metres beyond contact. Gets it inside the West Hull half. Scott again, linking up this time with Clark.
I'm just looking, they've kept Jack McShane on the field as well. So Jack must have gone to loose forward just to put his centre about and be busy at that 13 spot.
We'll move it left through Rouse. Now it's out to El Rawi. Oh, big collision there. He's inside the 30. Rouse linking with the fullback McShane. A real jack in a box sort of player is McShane. Put down inside the 20. Scott moves it right. Here's Jack McShane up to the 10. Last tackle signal here. Can they put more pressure on? Scott brings it left. Cut out ball. Oh, that bounce was atrocious really for the winger. He's playing it and they've lost all those metres. Rouse under a bit of pressure. Flicks it back to McShane. He drills it along the floor. And that promised a lot and delivered very little, unfortunately.
Yeah, poor ball from Danny there on end of set. But when they get into that good ball area, they look a little bit lost to Parkside. But I'm pretty sure that...
error comes in. Hullock has picked up. Hullock steaming for the line. Well, they've responded. It's perhaps not how we might have expected, but an error from West Hull. And Andy Hullock has raced away to the post.
Yeah, fantastic work from Andy. He didn't wait for the whistle. He just carried on running, and he's really put Parkside back in this game.
5th try of the season for him. Let's have a look at how that eventuated. See the run, big collision, and Hullock just said, "See you later. I'm going under the post."
Yeah,
well, I'm not sure if that wasn't raked out there, Paul. I think that was something that Mark Hewitt will be looking at and thinking that he's been hard done by there. The ball snatched out maybe about on Ridsell. There's certainly a couple in the tackle. But hey, you take your chance, don't you? And Hullock has gone in for that try. A similar opportunity, Westall didn't make that in the first half. They didn't make the most of it. And this is a chance for the Parkside to go in front.
Credit to Andy Hullock. He didn't wait for the whistle. He just played to the whistle, and I think the Westall players waited for the penalty for pulling it out.
So Rouse, it's been an injury hit campaign for him. Just his 12th game of the season today. Looking for goal number 22 of his year to put Parkside in front. Currently 4 points each. I think you ride your luck sometimes in finals anyway, don't you?
A bit of smash and grab this, really, the way it's looking, isn't it? You know, all that pressure has been on this Hunslet Club Parkside try line. They get up the field, and the first real opportunity they've had, and you know, from an error, and they score.
And it's converted as well, so 6 points to 4 in favour of Hunslet Club Parkside. They have the front with 26 minutes gone.
Which goes back to what I said earlier on about Parkside working for each other, about working off the ball, and just the energy they've got between themselves to stick in and end up coming out and leading.
Oh, we just had a look at that again. I think it's definitely ripped out by Andy Hullock, and he's got away with it. And there you go, scores on the doors, 6-4.
There was arms in, wasn't there? There was definitely an arm in.
Yeah, I think that was definitely raked out myself. You know, if it was on the Sky TV, which unfortunately it's not, we'd be going over that time and time again, and then eventually I think they'd have gone for the raked out.
As it is though, we'll play on, and Briggs has it, 20 metres from his own line. Makes for an interesting talking point, doesn't it, as Jack McShane brings it beyond his 20. Now what can they do now they're in front? Missing the likes of Ben Shulver today as well, who's been a key component in the ranks for Hunslet Club Parkside.
Yeah, I think Ben's he's done his bicep as Ben, so I think he's out for a few weeks.
Scott picks up out a dummy half, pops it to the right hand side. Clark goes again. They'll certainly be happy with the metres they've made. Not convinced of that challenge. They'll scoot out to dummy half. Last tackle. Rouse gets his kick away. That's a midfield bomb. Oh, well taken. Well taken by Turner. Launches the counter attack beyond his own 40-metre line. Powley's quickly in position. Sorry, Paul.
Danny Rouse not too happy with Mikey Scott there. I think he wanted the ball a bit earlier so he could get a better kick in, but off back of that, he wanted the best of kicks from Danny. Yeah,
it was all a bit rushed, wasn't it, I think?
It was, yeah.
Ellerington put to the deck. Powley scheming, goes to Steen. He is real quality, is Ryan Steen, isn't he?
Well, he is. He's one of those players that, you know, in the Westall side will always be involved and give you plenty to go at. As is Wilson, who's just offloaded that ball. And eventually a big shout from underneath us. Packed stand beneath us here at Featherstone, and you could hear all the Hunslet Club Parkside fans screaming for that forward pass.
I think I agree with him as well, to be honest, Trev.
They're right, I think.
It's a close one, this. 28 minutes of the game gone. Hope you're enjoying the coverage via the World Cup app. The Rugby League World Cup app. Remember, you'll be able to pick up all your news, all your bits and bobs about the competition as it unfolds. All gets underway next week. This is, of course, the finale of the domestic campaign as far as the National Conference League is concerned. The grand final. And it's a cracker as the mistake comes in. Was that reefed out? No, it's knock on.
No comment. No comment. Harry Dodd there, what a loose carry, but I think there might have been an hand in there again, but
still 6 points to 4. You've got to ride your luck, haven't you?
Yeah, well, you've got to ride your luck, and we're seeing 1 or 2 balls here. I mean, it's up to the player who's got the ball to retain it, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Ball retention is the responsibility of the man carrying the ball. The referee's calling as they see it. He's got a couple of touch judges as well with him. But in the end, that's Westall's opportunity.
Lazenby, lovely pass. Out to Tom Burke. Burke to the edge of the 20-metre line. Lazenby picks up again. This time pops it in field, looking for the running of Langton. He's a big barrel-chested forward, is Langton. Been a good performer for Westall for a number of years as they bring it left. There's Lazenby. Just held up by the defence. ends up being a good tackle, to be fair, by Jake Dearden, the former East Leeds man, coming up with the stop. Ball moved into the middle with Steen again. He pops it back for Wilson. Wilson keeps it moving to Wood. Wood then brings in Langton. Langton offloads. This is a great spell of play. Lazenby. Oh, that looked high on Arben. Tackled inside the 10. Steen. The danger hasn't gone away. Jones schemes. Links with Wood. Delays his pass down this right-hand side. Crowther. Trying to push his way through. He thinks he scored there for a second. Referee says no. He'll have to play it where it's pointed. Powley moves it to Wood. Wood, intelligent kick. That's a great kick. Oh, it's just nudged forward from a West Hull point of view. And then was it a high tackle?
What's giving Parkside problems is the offloads. West Hull, the scrambling off the back of it, which is just taking all the energy out of them completely.
We saw about 3 in that period of play then, didn't we, Paul?
Yeah, and that's going to give space for the outside backs at some point. But I say it again, credit to Parkside. They're working for each other and they're keeping West Hull out.
Sticking in, aren't they?
Yeah, the defence is fantastic, Parkside, and you know, we're talking about Ryan Steen. There's a lovely couple of offloads there that he managed to get out, but nobody was going forward from West Hull. You know, these big forwards that they've got on there, they're just flat and offloading it. But this knock on, well, that's a disaster from Parkside here as we're heading into the last 9 minutes or so of the game.
Yeah, Billingham spilling the lollies there. 20 metres away from the line. You don't really want to invite a side of the quality of West Hull on your line like that, do you?
No, but West Hull have got to do something with it. They're having a lot of opportunities down there and not scoring any points off back of it.
They've gone for a long back line down this right-hand side. Stepping run from Turner, left his wing position to attack down the right. Powley checks left and right, puts it left to Langton. Langton straightens up, drags 3 defenders in. He's underneath the post. They've got good options both sides of the ruck. Powley takes it left. Wood schemes, gets it out. They're in. Tell you what, he's twisted. He's hit the line and he's gone over there.
Well, Ben Arben doing what Ben Arben does best. 16 tries in the season, that's his 17th. He's been fairly quiet by his standards, but first time he gets an opportunity, he's got a one-on-one, he spins and bangs it down, and West Hull are back in front.
I make that only the 3rd carry that he's done, to be fair. But yeah, it was all coming on the back of this forward dominance, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it's come off the back of the header in their own half, really, from Parkside, and which is really unlike Parkside. What they've done, they've always hit round the back. They've hit Lazenby out the back, and out the back, and on this time they've hit Ben this time.
So 8 points to 6 in favour of West Hull. Kick to come from Wilson. And interesting, if you look at it, all 3 tries have come off errors.
Yeah, errors. Where we were praising them earlier on for the first 15 minutes for not making errors. Some tired bodies on field and just a lack of concentration.
Wilson, oh, he's wide. Well, that's an unusual miss. He is a kicker of quality.
That could be a costly miss. We keep saying this. I mean, they're playing down the slope, West Hull. Yeah, they got 2 tries, but they've not landed their goals, and they've missed a couple of other opportunities. Unlike Club Parkside, if they'd been a boxer, they'd have been on the ropes here, but they're still in there, aren't they? And it's a bit like Rocky. This way, they could come and smash it in the 15th round with one sucker punch. They're well in this. It's an evenly balanced game, but the errors are creeping in, and that'll be disappointing.
Like you say, that could be costly, that towards back in the game, and Mark will be not happy at all. Not that he's happy many times, but Mark will be not happy at all.
Hull gets us underway again. Deep restart. They're underneath it through Jones. He links with Steen. And he knew he was going to get pummeled as soon as he got it. But then again, he's just that sort of player. He's going to take the punishment.
Yeah, he's very good. He's a very good player.
West Hull still coming away from their own line. Still trying to work their way through the defence. It's pretty solid so far. Good tackle on Wilson. 30 metres away from his own line. He'll play it to Powley. On this right hand side, there's a half break coming in there for Crowther. Quick delivery to Wood. Oh, big hit. Tell you what, Billingham's trying to pinch that ball.
Yeah, he's trying to get his own back from that error earlier on, I think.
Iron vice grip though from Wood, keeps hold. Jones gets a kick up in the air. Easy enough for McShane to take, and he looks up and there's 6 players in front of him. Plays it wide. Now they've got a running opportunity. Excellent work there on Will Cohen.
Actually, Cohen's from Hull. Actually, he's at Leeds Uni, so it's a bit funny that they're playing against West Hull today.
Ball played. They'll look to make the most of it. They found themselves in good position. Clark tackled by 3 in centre field. Scott works it right. That's a horrible pass. Spilled by Billingham. He never had a chance, to be fair, of getting that one.
No, poor ball from the acting half originally, and nobody reacted really off the back of it.
Well, Andrew Hullock's telling all the team, he's saying, calm down a bit here, we're panicking, we're trying to pass it out too quickly, just take our time, and but some lads breathing in deeply. It's been a tough one for them, hasn't it? Defensively, they both worked really hard.
I think with 4 minutes to go, if Parkside could go in at 8-6, then I think they'll be very happy.
As it is, West Hull with the put in at this scrum. Can Hunslet Club Parkside defend it? They've got 3 on 2 down that side. And straight away, running into the gap was Lazenby, as our match official takes a tumble. Still we play on.
His head cam he lost there, that came off, and of course all referees in the NCL using the head cam, or being capable of using the head cam, and next season everybody will have it at community level.
I think it's been a good success that this season. And Steen drives forward. We had a set restart, but we've had the referee blow up for half time.
As we always say, the referee's the sole arbiter on these games, whereas on the screen what you're seeing is the clock as it's been going here. I don't understand why we lost, but I do think at one stage, I did see on our clock, it was like 30 odd minutes, and then suddenly we're back to 28. So the referee's the sole arbiter on the game. He says the 40 minutes are up, and that's what, and they are. And it's a half time, of course, and West Hull leading by 8 points to 6.
I'm really liking how intense this game is, Paul.
Yeah, very much so. Back-to-back sets early on in the game, some tired bodies towards the back end of the game, and a few errors, but I think Martin Rouse and Paul will go in at half time and be the happier coaches. I think going up this hill has been a massive effort from Parkside, and to keep them to 8-6, they're going to be very happy. What's interesting is that they haven't put Jamie Fields back on in this first half. Whether they're saving him for the second half to run him down this hill.
We're just running through the tries that were scored. Starting with that first one, it was a quality kick from Josh Wood. The 2 players collided, mistake was made, and Ethan Shaw was the man who benefited to make it 4 points to 0 to West Hull. Then we saw this response, something that when we've all seen the replay, we're not too sure really of whether it should have stood. There was a reef there, but he's got away with it.
Play to the whistle.
And Andy Hullock is right under the post for his 5th try of the season. The conversion was good from Rouse. It was 6 points to 4 at that stage. And again, the closer look. Yeah, ball loose. Hullock though, picking the pocket and going through for a score.
Showed some pace and all, did Andy Hullock there for an old man, did well.
He did. I think his family will have enjoyed that one. I think he enjoyed it, to be fair. And then we saw this response just before the break. Wood short ball to Arben, and Arben showing why he has won the National Conference League Player of the Year.
Yeah, and like you said earlier on, every try's come off an error. So if both teams could cut an error out and then stop the try scoring.
We're just seeing a final look at it. It was really good that from Wood, because he just held up the defence long enough, didn't it, before the offload came in.
It did, and I said earlier, Wood's got to be a key part of this game for West Hull if they're going to win it, and get his hands on the ball a little bit more.
So at half time here at the Millennium Stadium, it's 8 points to 6 in favour of West Hull. Is it as you might have expected, this final?
Yes, probably so. Probably so. Two quality sides and two quality sides that can go tit for tat with each other. And I'm surprised Westall haven't scored any more points because of the opportunities that they had. But I say again, a credit to Parkside on that.
Yeah, as you said, they've scrambled and scrambled, haven't they? Which has really gone down in their favour.
Yeah, but how much will that take out of them in the last 20 minutes of the game? But it's Westall's turn to travel up this hill and see how they cope with it.
So half time here at the Millennium Stadium, 8-6 in favour of West Hull over Hunslet Club Parkside. And we are going to be having a presentation at half time. This, the Alfreda Kinden Secretary of the Year Award. It's going to go the way of Pete Townsend from the Saddleworth Club. He's given so much time, so much effort to make sure that all the paperwork, all the correspondence is all dealt with. It's all the unsung stuff that happens at clubs. It's a really valued award, and if I can just take a moment as well to, because I really like the fact that it's named after Alfreda, who spent many years with Eccles and Salford City Roosters, developing them off the field. It is really a joy that and an honour that this has been named after this award.
This is our moment.
When we dare to push further.
This is shaking the earth.
On our own turf.
After life-changing events, this is living and breathing the game.
Seeing a community thrive.
Having the chance to shine.
Men's, women's, and wheelchair.
Together for the first time ever.
The world of rugby league coming to your town, your street, your heart.
61 unmissable games.
32 of the world's greatest teams.
3 trophies.
This is real impact.
And when you hear the roar, get ready to feel the full force of the Rugby League World Cup. Be there.
So welcome back to the second half from the Millennium Stadium, where currently it's West Hull who lead by 8 points to 6 here in Featherstone. It's the National Conference League Grand Final for the Premier Division. Two of the best sides in Community Rugby League going head to head, and it's been a game of few chances. Been joined on the field by our match official Carl Hughes. Both sides are getting ready for the go, and I think we're in for more fierce competition. All points scored from errors, and Hunslet Club Parkside looking to farewell two of their players into retirement, Jamie Fields and Andy Hullock, playing their final games of Rugby League today. And I remember speaking to Glyn Jones in midweek from West Hull, and he was saying he hopes that it's an unhappy retirement. But away we go. Kick-off comes in. West Hull to make first use of possession. Running up the hill. And it's a pronounced slope here at Featherstone Rovers. A well-appointed stadium these days though. And certainly one that's played home to many National Conference League Grand Finals. So they'll look to build through Wood, passing on to Wilson. Wilson building some momentum. Crashing through beyond the 30-metre line. Still inside their own half. Powell is checking left and right, puts it left to Steen. Steen with another quality drive, another quality 10 metres. He'd be one of those guys that finishes top of the Opta stats with Steen if we had that at this level, but Arben bringing it down this left-hand side. Scored one of West Hull's 2 tries. It's into the middle with Wood. Testing kick to the corner. Oh, and then it's just spilled at the last minute, but I tell you what, a real quality kick that one. And if I can bring Paul Couch, my assistant commentator, back into play here, what did you think of that?
Yeah, well, it was a funny situation really, because West Hull ended up on this touch line, and with the 2 pass got to the middle of the field. A quality kick again from Wood, but probably should have took the opportunity to score the try there. Both the winger and Danny Rouse looked in no man's land and not too sure which one wanted to take it.
It's a very bright afternoon here in Featherstone as well, so I can see more kicks of that nature coming in for the wingers.
Yeah, I think the sun's directly in that corner where they are now. Whether that changes in the next half hour or so,
I can certainly tell from our TV screen positions and the pictures that we're bringing to you at home. Hope you're enjoying it on the Rugby League World Cup app. Plenty of things to come over the next month, but currently it's Briggs driving forward for Hunslet Club Parkside.
He's done well since he come on as Jack Briggs. He's fan his front every time and got a quick play at ball for Hunslet.
And Hunslet Club Parkside at their best with a Rouse kick in. Well retrieved, well recovered from Ethan Shaw. Bringing it back into contact, the right winger.
I think Danny might be definitely looking for one of them in this half.
I don't blame him, to be honest. He's a pass master really, isn't he, with his kicking game?
Yeah, very good.
Powley runs out of dummy half. Briggs tries to steal the ball. It goes loose.
Yeah, Jack.
He's finally decided, I think, that was a rate out, but I think that's a bona fide penalty there, coach.
Yeah, definitely. But again, Jack Briggs putting his centre about the field, getting out from dummy half and getting to the hooker.
Tap taken. They're on the front foot. Steen plays it off to that man Langton. Had a big impact on the last 10 minutes of the half. Plays it quickly. Steen follows up. Good tackle heading his way. Great work as well, to be honest, by Clark, who's certainly put himself about from a Hunslet Club Parkside point of view. Briggs involved in that one alongside Billington. Wilson to play it. It's fed left to Arben. Arben delayed his pass. Half break coming in. Good work, to be fair, from Ridsdale. Inside the 20-metre line he goes.
I think Arben needs to touch the ball more, working with the 7.
Nice work down that right-hand side. Half break coming in. Lewis Crowther.
Yeah, he's had a good game, hasn't he, in the second row?
And here's Wood. Wood spinning his way over. Has he got there? No, he's held up. Scoreline remains 8 points to 6, but West Hull asking questions yet again, Paul.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is this the last tackle? Oh, it's the changeover. That was the last tackle. So West Hull deciding to run the ball instead of a kick.
I don't think that's a bad option, though, to be fair.
No, they've still got 90 metres to come of Parkside, but they've shown that they've had a lot of joy with kicks, so maybe a kick might have been the better option.
There's Craig McShane.
I think Craig needs to get involved with the game a little bit more from a Parkside point of view, in open play for definite.
Yeah, it's probably 2 or 3 players that we've mentioned that need to get their hands on the ball more for both sides, isn't there?
Yeah, Jack Briggs going off now, and like I said, Jamie Fields coming on to run down this hill.
I think he'll appreciate running down this hill with Jamie. Ball move right to Hullock. He's got Fields on his shoulder, uses him, and he hustles and bustles his way for an extra 5 metres. Plays the ball to Scott. Jack McShane rolls it just over that 40-metre line. Ball out to Rouse. Rouse gets boot on ball. Right-footed kicker, of course. It's spinning, swirling. Well taken by Ethan Shaw. Up to the 40-metre line. Cut down by a textbook challenge coming his way. From Mackenzie Hay, I should say. And then still looking to come out of their own end here. West Hull, is it building for them? We're 5 minutes into the new half. Still 8 points to 6 as we were at half time. Lazenby getting through a couple of challenges. Drifting off down the right hand side. Put down near the 40. They'll attack down that right hand side again. Through Burke, who gets it in field. That looks a high shot from Fields.
And a bit of a tough call. I mean, Jamie Fields there. That young, he's doing really well, isn't he? The second row lad, Crowther. He's running well, he's creating plenty of opportunities. I think he was falling over there as Jamie Field caught him, but the referee's right. You know, these days you can't get anywhere near the head, even if it means you're pulling out if you can. So it's no use arguing with Jamie there. It's a case of it's a penalty and penalty given.
Sure, Woods won't mind.
Westall decided to tap it actually instead of putting it into touch, which is a strange decision.
Does that surprise you? That, you know,
you probably get 10-15 metres more closer to the line.
Wilson feeding out to Steen. You've just got to watch where those 2 players are on the field to decide where this ball's going, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
Again, Wilson. I do like the way that he plays because he's tough, but he's got some real good skill about him as well.
Yeah, both him and Steen are similar kind of players. Play big minutes and can play some good skill with the ball.
Stepping run forward from Wood. Still going. Eventually put down 5 out from the line. Powley looks to ship it into the arms of Steen. What can Steen create? It's a ball back on the inside to Lazenby. Lazenby all held though by Fields.
This might go for the kick to the corner there.
Last tackle. Woods out to Jones. Jones ships it across to Arbon. Well, it's a good pass. Arbon does well to make something of it. Out to Turner, who kicks forward. He's after this one, but it's been gathered in by Hunslet Club Parkside. Well worked from them.
Well, they're just running out of ideas, aren't they, on that last pass? You said in the first half, Coachy, that Hunslet Club Parkside were a little bit lost on the last play when they got up near that line, and I thought Westall looked similar there. Yeah,
without a doubt, and like I mentioned earlier, they've had joy from kicks. So why wouldn't you try and chance your arm and go for a 50-50 on a kick?
Hunslet Club Parkside bringing it out yet again. Put down on their own 20-metre line. It's fallen into that set-for-set nature again, hasn't it? As Rouse gets his long kick away.
20-40 this. 20-40.
Oh, taken in though by Lazenby. Shaw's on the wraparound, but he doesn't use him. Instead, takes on Rouse. He was like one of those annoying rashes. He was never going away though, was he?
No, and it could have been a 20-40. It was kind of that close, wasn't it? But, you know, in the end, it's Westall have got it. They've got to do more with this ball, Westall, because this game for them is still in the balance. And Hunslet Club Parkside might have been on the ropes, as we said in the first half, but they can come back, you know, get that ball out wide, and it could be a smash and grab for them.
Ryan Steen just leaving the field. He's had a fantastic stint as Ryan and been brilliant for Westall. So just see how much they're missing now while he's off.
Yeah, I think it's Jansen Turgut who's gone on the field, isn't it? You know, he'll really bring something to them. Former Super League player, of course, with Hull and Salford. Down the left-hand side it comes. Threaded kick through from Jones. Hullock delayed and waited for Craig McShane to take it. I'm sure he would have liked a bit more decisiveness, to be fair. But they're still inside their own 20. Dargan. Oh, big challenge coming in on him. Good tackle by Turner. And Billington, that's better.
Good return that. Some good yards.
Oops, ball pops up. Referee says we can continue. Scott meanwhile puts it into the arms of Fields. Fields back to Scott. Now McShane, back to Scott. Opening out to the wide spaces. Clark through the hands. Oh, they've managed to get the winger away. A real running chance. Can they finish it here?
Coming across.
Lazenby is coming across. He's just slowed him down enough for a great tackle on Cohen.
They've got to get back at West Hull here. Parkside spin this ball out wide. They're in.
Let's see if that's what happens. Yes, they know where they've got to get it. It's out to Hullock. He finds Clark. It's on to Billington. That looks a high shot from Arbon. He continues to go forward, does Billington. Referee not giving a penalty.
I thought he might give a penalty there. And just watch for Jamie Field on crash ball here.
Last tackle. Here comes Field. You've called this one. Has he got there?
No, he's short.
No, he's just short. Oh, but you called that play for play.
Well, I think they thought if Jamie gets anywhere near that line, it's got to be a try. But unfortunately for him, he was turned back. But what a tremendous run down the left-hand side from the young winger Cohen. And then what about the tackle that stopped him from scoring? A tremendous bit of play from both teams.
Well, we're just seeing the replay of this, and it was a great play down that left-hand side, just stripping the numbers back, and a real foot race.
What Parkside did then, they did what West Hull were doing in first half, offload, which created space off the back of it. Player down here for West Hull.
Yeah.
Well, there's a West Hull player being treated. I think he was the guy who fell under Jamie, and no, I wouldn't waste that on anybody. And at the moment, he's having a bit of treatment. Hopefully, he's okay.
Well, he's bounced back up as Langton. Really did everything to stop Jamie Fields from scoring, and to be honest, for the last few years, if you have got Jamie Fields in that position, it's almost been a certain 4 points.
Just going back to them two, Andy Ullock and Jamie Fields, they've been with Parkside a long time, through thick and thin, when they were in the Yorkshire Men's League, and then that run that they just came through the league. So credit to them both really for when they do finish their career.
Two tremendous competitors, two tremendous servants to Hunslet Club Parkside. But it's West Hull coming away from their own end, wrapped up. Oh, that's a big challenge. There's a lot of communication going in, and it's that fella Lewis Crowther who took the punishment. He's taken a lot, hasn't he? I know you was impressed with his performance in the first half, Trevor.
Yeah, and they keep going and keep going forward, but in the end, well, another kick downfield, half charge. The way you look at this Hunslet Park, but I mean Jamie's struggling a little bit now. I think he needs a breather really.
Dargan with a good kick return. Fields very slow to bring himself back into play. Meanwhile, Hunslet Club Parkside running through a couple of extra tackles. Jake Dearden, the latest man, wrapped up just over 40 metres from the line. He's playing for the restart of the
I think he's trying to milk that a little bit.
Made that a little bit too easy a decision to not be made. Jack. I'll play it out to Fields. Back to Rouse. Opening play out now to McShane. He's so dangerous. He can conjure something from nothing, but I suppose not when there's 4 players on him.
No, they've looked after him with West Hull really when he's been coming out of the back.
He's complaining at something. Ball comes to Rouse. He then lines it up down that middle for Webster. Webster to the 20-metre line. Last tackle signal. Huller has called for it. Rouse is on the wraparound. He plays it out wide to McShane. McShane dabs the kick through. He's after this one. That's a quality pick up, that one from Turner.
Yeah, he's playing well, his Turner. He's had a good game. He's been involved in quite a lot of stuff.
West Hull thankful to have the ball again. 20 metres from their own line, Trevor.
Yeah, a bit of jeopardy on both sides here at the moment, isn't it? Both kind of living on a knife edge with regards to defence and going forward, but Parkside, this is their best spell of the game for me. They're putting the pressure on, and West Hull just struggling to get themselves into a rhythm.
So also thoughts of NCL chairman Trevor Hunt, delighted to be alongside him this afternoon, and also Lock Lane's coach Paul Couch. Here's West Hull. Ooh, delayed pass there for Arbon, didn't really give him much chance to get up ahead of steam. Last tackle signal here. Ward kicks them out of danger, puts them on the front foot. Chance here for Cohen. Skips to the outside. Well looked after though.
I think West Hill have actually moved Crowther to 13. Just so I can do a little bit more work as well.
He certainly has been a workhorse in this game, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been very good for them. So has Wilson. I'm not sure if he's been off, actually. I don't think he's been off at all.
No, I think you're right there, Paul, to be fair, as Hull moves it right to Fields. Fields takes the challenge, gets through. Oh, it was a brave tackle that from Arben low down. Hull uses the blind side. Oh, ball goes loose. He won't want that on his highlights reel, to be honest, will JD him.
Just another error from Parkside, and they've got a good opportunity to attack there. And Jamie Field there screaming for a penalty, but I'm not too sure it was.
Well, at some stage you'll have to start thinking who might be a man of the match here on these two sides, and you know it's got a bit disjointed, I think, at times this second half. But there's been some leading performances in them both sides. But who would you be picking out of this moment, coach?
Well, obviously Ryan Steen's gone off. We spoke about Wilson as well, who's been on quite a lot of time, and your man Crowther as well, who's been very good and just seems to be down injured at the minute. From a Parkside point of view, I think Culloch's controlled the game pretty well, along with Danny Rouse as well. But I think they need to give McShane the ball a little bit more. If McShane can get the ball in open play, then he's going to take some stopping.
He's dynamite, isn't he? A simple put.
It's like a jack in a box. Nobody can get hold of him. Even he don't know what he's doing. So how's the defence meant to know?
I like watching players like that, though. They play on instinct, don't they, Trevor?
Yeah, they do. And you know, Paul's mentioning about the two players. Ben Arben, well, he's been well policed at the moment. He has got to try, so it shows how dangerous he can be. And McShane, you know, Craig McShane, you just sense that there's half an opportunity. He's the man who'll snatch a win. So. Both sides have done well against the opposition's key players, if you like, but you just feel that there's still that opportunity where either one of them will win it for their team.
Yeah, I think with 25 minutes to go, I think there could be a man of match that pops up somewhere.
And it's West Hull going forward from dummy half. It's a good run, that, by Paul Stamp. Once upon a time played professionally with York. Across it comes to Langton. Drags two defenders in. It's been a good cameo from him. They're on the edge of the 20-metre line again. Stamp picks up out of dummy half. Feeds it left. Oh, Jones has put it down. They need to make that play dead, and it is going to be a turnover. But again, a cheap turnover as far as West Hull are concerned.
Well, yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it, from both sides at the moment. They're desperate. They're desperate to try and make something work. And so if there's a quick pass, a panic pass, the second one's a panic pass, and the third, and suddenly they're really not playing at the speed they want to play it. They need to settle down. You know, five drives and a kick. Let's get into that a little bit. If I was one of the coaches, I'd be saying just steady it while you can.
Well, to be fair, we saw that for the first 20 minutes. Now we're just seeing mistake, aren't we?
Yeah. Again, West Hull on that play before, West Hull not finishing with a kick and not having no control on their end of sets. But a mistake there from Craig McShane. Another maybe dubious, did it get pulled out or not, but the referee's closer than we are.
So they're not going to mind this, West Hull, or they get a chance to camp up in decent territory. Still in front by 8 points to 6. It's not an easy lead by any stretch of the imagination. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon on the Rugby League World Cup app as it comes down the left-hand side. Big tackle on Ridsdale. Just seemed to be tipped at the last minute as well, but I think he's okay. Certainly no chance of a penalty. A Stamp picks up out of dummy half, pops it into the middle. There's Arben.
Yeah, like Trevor says, Arben really hasn't touched the ball that much, but when he has, he's scored. So that's probably a point for West Hull that they need to get the ball to him.
Good run that from Marcus Hall inside the 10, knocking on the door. Stamp feeds it on to Wood. Short ball there for Langton. He's almost made it over the line, you know, just held up short. What's Stamp thinking of here? He's got Wood for company out left. It's a low pass. Hullock chased up. Great defence from Hullock.
Yeah, good work from Hullock. That just put Wood under pressure there.
So last tackle, can they get a good attacking kick in? We'll go for the front man. Tried to get Arben over the line, but it's going to be a turnover.
Well, you're right. Looking at that one, Shane Wilson close, but Andy Hull he used all his experience. He saw where the ball was going. Josh Wood was going to get it. He went out, he nailed him. Unfortunately, he looks like he's got injured in the process. Hull, perhaps winded, but that was his experience. You talked about him dictating play as far as Parkside are concerned, and they'll certainly miss him when he goes.
Yeah, without a doubt. I don't know if he's injured or if he's just having a blow there, just to get his breath back. Seems all right.
Still 8 points to 6. It's as we were at half time. Almost an hour of the game gone as Fields charges on. Makes it beyond his own 10. Scott goes to Dargan. Dargan resplendent in the blue headgear. Wrapped up well.
Yeah, Matt Scott's come back on at 9. Just see what joy he can get off the back of a quick player ball.
And he's already trying to dart his way through. Only up as far as his own 20-metre line. Hull controlling things. Pops it up for one of his big forwards to charge in. It's Clark once more. He's been working hard. Almost an hour gone now. Scott trying to open play up. Gets an offload going, but it's only as far as that man Crowther. Great play from him. Just put himself.
This could be a penalty, this, because he hasn't got back from the following play ball before. So this could be a penalty, this.
Conversation being had between referee and touch judge.
Right, well, I'm not sure if we'll see that again, but I'm not sure if he got back from the first play of the ball before, which makes him in an offside position.
Well, he's playing to the whistle. And forward come West Hull. A chance to ask some questions. Still really tight, still really tense, this one. Stamp out of dummy half to his right hand side to, I think that's Elrington. Elrington 25 out from the line. They're being far more direct up the hill though, West Hull, but again, dropping the ball. Dargan's picked it up. Dargan's down the wing. Dargan charging past halfway. Over the 40. Over the 30. Oh, it's a breakaway score for Dargan. He's got to make sure he puts it down. And he does. They've got in front again. And it's come off another error.
Well, what have I been saying? A breakaway try from Hunslet Club Parkside. And that's what they got with the winger Dargan. All credit to him. He's quick. He's fast. He's picked it up. And West Hull a little bit lackadaisical on that approach for me, and they've paid the price. And suddenly they're staring the defeat in the face in a grand final in a season that they've dominated. Well done, Hunslet Club Parkside.
It's just bobbled up perfectly for him, Paul, didn't it?
For some reason, they're looking to miss out Ben in the back row, and I don't know why. Just if you give him the ball, it can cause some damage, and that ball just went to floor, and there were no stopping him there.
Great work from our cameras on site as well to follow Dargan, because he didn't have to put a shift on quick, didn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty quick, isn't he?
So Rouse with the conversion attempt directly in front. This to put Hunslet Club Parkside 4 points to the good, just beyond the hour mark.
Yeah, with 20 minutes left, and if Danny kicks this, how crucial are them missed goals from West Hull in the first half going to be?
Well, something that certainly you mentioned, Trevor, about them proving crucial.
Well, it always, you've got to maximise your points, haven't you? And Tyler Dargan, so much pace, went down that flank, and he was able to come in underneath the post. Didn't even have to go down the touchline because nobody was getting near him. And now Martin Rouse, suddenly 4 points to the good. You know, West Hull have got it all to do now.
So Rouse directly in front. He will make it 12 points to 8. Flags raised. What an exciting score that was, though. Breakaway try from Dargan. It's now 5 tries in 3 days for him. And it all came from the arrow as we look up. It just bounced up perfectly, though, and he's quickly shifted through the gears. He's a speed merchant.
Yeah, I watched him play with Hunslet Warriors a few times, and he scored many of them tries full lengthers like that.
I think I've been sent him as well, to be honest, from part of the tries of the week.
Well, we love seeing a winger in full flight, don't we? But you know, he had to make that himself, really, in many respects. But he had to snap it up and then take it in. And look, Craig McShane takes it in, and suddenly there's a penalty high. And West Hull have got to be careful here.
Yeah, not a great penalty to give away, Paul.
No, and kick to touch here will probably find them just over the halfway line, so they're already into a good ball area.
Thoughts throughout this game from Paul Couch, the head coach of Loch Lane. And the new open age coach of the Lions programme as well.
Yeah, not until January that starts, but yeah, looking forward to that.
I'm just building you up ahead of it, Paul, that's all it is. So Hunslet Parkside building themselves up as well from inside their own half, playing it on the 40-metre line. Scott links quickly with Clark. He's been quality as well.
Yeah, I think he came off the bench for him really and just made an impact. When I think he came on when Jamie Fields went off in his first stint.
Now they're opening play up a little bit. Billington angling back for the middle. It's all looking a little bit easier for them getting forward. Scott, he's finding gaps, isn't he? Finding an offload too.
Yeah, he's quick. He's really quick around that ruck.
Webster centering the movement, 25 metres away, Hunslet Parkside. They've shipped into some shape down the left-hand side. Kick comes in from Rouse to put Westall under pressure, but it's well taken by Shaw, that one.
Yeah, well taken that. Really well taken. I think the kick could have been a little bit higher just to give Parkside's players a bit more of a chance. The touch to just give forward pass there.
Oh, that's the mistake that Hunslet Parkside were hunting for. Look at what it means to them. It's grand final time, Trevor.
Well, they're on top, aren't they? They're playing full of confidence here. They've taken the best that Westall can throw at them, and with the combination of Westall's own errors, if you like, Parkside have managed to bat it all off, and here they are now. I think they're in command, you know. They're the side, their forwards are going straight hard and straight in the heart of this Hull defence, and Hull at this moment don't have a response.
Watch Parkside set up for a Jamie Fields run here near the line.
Hull, meanwhile, will get the feed at the scrum. Rouse at the back. He's going to bring it out. A link with Hullock. There's a sweep move happening. Out to Dargan. Dargan for the corner. Dargan's in. Dargan at the double. It's 16 points to 8. What a finish. What a try. It wasn't a Jamie Fields move. It was a Dargan special.
Young lad's been flying at the minute. He's been scoring some tries week in, week out, and what a great play from scrum. Ullock and Danny Rouse linking up, and Ullock with that final pass to the young winger.
I thought this was really clever, to be honest, as well, because of the way that they packed down, and then it made them have the sweep, didn't it, and gave them the overlap.
Well, again, whipping off the wing, didn't he, Turner? But you can't allow a winger of Dagan's pace a little bit of room on the outside. What a finish. They're well on top now, Parkside. Westall, where are they going to come back from this on? Because they are struggling. And we talked about how much this slope might be of benefit. I know that the ground here, Featherstone think it's always worth about 8 to 12 points for them. And that's the way it seems to be at the moment, Hunslet Parkside. Full credit, they're the side in control. What can Westall come back with?
Conversion attempt from out wide. Rouse taking his time. I don't blame him.
No, he'll take his time, will Danny. He'll eat the clock down as much as he can.
67 minutes gone. Could that be the crucial score?
Well, I said about a man at match coming out of somewhere, then he's just put his set in firing line as the young lad.
We'll come back to you for your thoughts on that in about 5 or 10 minutes, I think. In the meantime, Rouse hemmed in tight to this touchline. It's right beneath our commentary position. Concentrating hard despite the cat calls. And he steps right footed. Has he got enough of it? Oh, he has, you know. That's a super kick. 18 points to 8 here in the National Conference League Premier Division Grand Final. And just look at how much it means to Danny Rouse and the Hunslet Parkside team. Just one last look at this. I thought this was a really cute play off the scrum, and the pace of Dargan did the rest.
Well, love a little delayed pass from Hullock as well to get it out to the corner, but you know, Tyler Dagan, 2 cracking tries. He's turned this game on its head. What an atmosphere we've got here. You know, the grand final, I just love the concept, and I think it goes really well here at the end of the day. I mean, West Hull might not think that. They were about 8 points clear at the top of the table, but look, it's all about being the best on the week to week and then in the knockout at the end.
You're right, and when you get through to the grand final, it's all about being best on the day, isn't it? And certainly so far, it's Hunslet Club Parkside who have ridden that, and they've owned it. Scott plays it. Rouse passes to his right-hand side. He's back on again. There is Briggs. It was a great first stint from him.
Yeah, he's really impressed with Briggs. He looks a good player. It looks as though he puts his head about the field a little bit.
There's Kieran Webster. Remember him playing for Yorkshire Barler a few years ago as well. Last tackle signal here out on the left-hand side. It's with Rouse, and he'll eat the clock up all day like that.
That's clever. That's clever rugby from Danny, and that's an old head on Danny's head, on Danny's shoulders, and he just kicked it to touch and just ate the clock down, and also it gives time for his forwards to get the breath back.
I think what you're trying to say is old head on old shoulders, really.
Well, he's vastly experienced these days, let's put it that way.
I told him I wouldn't say up bad about him.
Almost 70 minutes of the game gone. It's 18 points to 8 in favour of Hunslet Club Parkside. We hope you're enjoying the coverage of this National Conference League Grand Final here at the Millennium Stadium Featherstone via the Rugby League World Cup app. It never fails to deliver. It always delivers, doesn't it? This blue ribbon event for the National Conference League.
Well, look, there's been errors. We're not denying that. But what we've got here is a thrilling game, and it's been thrilling. It's been end to end. It's been on the knife edge for most of it. But those two tries that we've just seen scored by Dagan turned it on its head. And if they win the day, Hunslet Club Parkside, a big debt will go to him. What
a shot that was from Billington. Raced him from his position. He's got his hand trapped in there. Referee's not falling for it. Move left to Elrington. That was a big collision up to the halfway line. Stamp misses everybody out. Picked up by Turner. He chips over the top. Chases after it. The bounce doesn't favour him. He goes to Clark. Clark has some space to run into and gets beyond halfway.
They just look lost to West Hull. They seem to have no control over the sets. They don't know where they're finishing, where the set-up points are.
And then you've got this man to try and defend against as well. Craig McShane out of dummy half.
I think there might be another try in it for Parkside.
It does feel like it's building to something. Good tackle there on Harry Dodd. Dodd plays it on the 40-metre line. It's out right with Hullock. Dummies a couple of times. Decides to take the players on.
Hullock's been good as well. He's been very good this afternoon.
I think he took the biggest player he could find on, though, to be fair. As Scott puts it to his left. Rouse, ambitious pass. They'll keep it moving. Dodd loses it in the tackle.
It's another error from Dodd that in a good ball situation. But West Hull have got to play catch-up rugby now. They're 10 points behind, and they just don't look like they're going to score.
Yeah, there is sort of like the clock starts to play on your mind, doesn't it? And you're looking up at the scoreboard where it's not really played a point before.
Penalties wise, there's not been many. 4-3 now in West Hull's favour, so it's not been a dirty game. There's been the odd occasion, of course. I think the biggest contention they might have, either side might have, that they thought they've had balls stolen and it's been delivered as a lost ball. But overall, look, these two sides very evenly matched, as we said before, and at the moment, Parkside have got the advantage. West Hull, well, they top the table league leaders. If they're going to be champions, they've got to show a champion lasts for 8 to 9 minutes.
Paul, I want you to get your thinking caps on and of who you're going to be picking as your player of the game.
Yeah, we'll do.
As Wilson feeds it out to Ellerington. I'll come back to you in the next couple of minutes, I think, Paul. Now Powley, back to Wilson. Wilson playing it across. They've gone back to going from side to side here of West Hull. Wood skips past one. He's been very good this afternoon for West Hull. Still going. Inside the 20-metre line he goes.
It's a do or die really now for West Hull. They've got to score it next couple of sets.
Ellerington gets inside the 10. They're certainly driving within range. Last tackle. Ball played left. Is that the move? Well, he thinks he's going over there. That's valiant defence, however, though.
But again, it's Parkside at Parkside's best, where in the first half they just work for each other and scramble for each other. And if they're going to win this game, that's won them the game. That part of the game's won it.
There is a penalty that looks like it's been given here. Or has it? No, it's
just a
turnover.
changeover.
Sorry, it looked like he was pointing for a penalty there for a second by mistake.
Oh, great defence though from Parkside once again, and young Tyler Dargan at the bottom of that somewhere. Lazenby had the chance maybe to get in, and if he'd have scored, then we're on the big grandstand finish. But we talked about the Hunslet defence in the first period, and here they are right at the end of the game. They've got some older players, but some of the young lads have stepped up here and really shone.
And I know that the club has already stated it's been a bit of a disjointed campaign for them, with change of coach and results that were a little bit up and down during the early part of the season, but they've just gutted this out, haven't they?
Just character. They've got character in the club. Like you said, they lost. I think Paul McShane packed in. Obviously, he's got a busy schedule as well, so he couldn't commit to it. And then obviously Martin came back as well. So, but they've just ground this win out, and they've been. For me, they deserve it. They deserve the win.
Rouse with another decent kick downfield, taken by Lazenby. He's been perhaps amongst the. It's Shaw actually. He's been pretty good as well. Powley plays it out left. Good challenge coming in. Playing for the penalty, but it's not forthcoming. He's another one that's gutted it out today, Lewis Crowther. Big future in front of him. All on waves our match official. And there's an injury here for Clark. Well, I hope he's going to be okay to continue, Clark. He's been outstanding. Still 18 points to 8. Chance for everyone to take on some.
I think he's got a bit of clarity on his face there.
Yeah. It's been that sort of game for him though. He's been heavily involved, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not too sure whether he came on as a sub and not been off for the rest of the game. I believe.
So Clark takes his position back in the defensive line. Crowther plays it, and it's left with Steen. Had a short stint off the field, did Ryan Steen. Wood. Oh, and then it's put down. All on waves our match official. They've got it back through Wood.
They've got to throw, but they've got to play catch-up rugby of West Hull. They've got to start and throw the ball about.
Well, we've got 3.5 minutes remaining on our clock.
That's another penalty.
And he has just tipped him. I don't think there was ever any danger in that being really dangerous. But
no, Jack McShane, same player again. He did it earlier on, and he's just done it again. But again, they're tapping it and not going for touch.
Immediately playing it down this left-hand side to Lazenby. Got to say though, these outside backs of Hunslet Club Parkside have been fantastic with the way that they've scrambled. Ellerington with a straightforward drive. That last tackle coming in from Dearden, by the way. Wood. Short ball for Wilson. Just to the right-hand side of the post.
I think they've got numbers on now they've gone the opposite way.
Steen plays it left. Out to Lazenby. Lazenby between defenders. Suddenly there's two more emerge though. And bring him down. Chance lost from West Hull's perspective. Wood. Back into Ellerington.
Well, that's a high tackle there, so they're getting the opportunity at West Hull and they're just not taking it.
Oh, and there's a yellow card that's been shown as well.
Well, that's the story of the game, isn't it? We've talked about West Hull having opportunities and not taking them, and that's what we've had throughout this match. Look, Hunslet Club Parkside have done what they've done really well. West Hull will look at opportunities missed and say we could have and we should have won it, but they're not. All credit to Hunslet Club Parkside.
I think it's Clark who's been simbing in that. Steen links with Stamp out to Turner, all held inside that 10-metre mark. Well, they've had the ball, they've had the positions. Can Wilson make the most of it? He smuggled his way over the line, but he's held up. Great defence again, Hunslet Club Parkside.
Well, you know, as we said time and time again, and of course they're a man down on Club Parkside after that sin binning. Oh, great tackle, great tackle.
Super tackle there on Crowthers. They've worked some space though. Lazenby trying to twist his way over. Has he grounded? Yes, he has.
Now then, we've got a good 2 minutes here. 2 minutes left in the game, and we said it earlier on. Them goals that were missed earlier on, now they're going to be crucial.
18-12, kick to come. They're wanting to get on with things as quickly as possible. I don't think we've ever seen Wilson call for his kicking tee as quick. But let's just have a look at how this eventuated. On this left-hand side, it was all a little bit ad-lib, to be fair. And then Lazenby got it and just thought, I'm having this.
It took some effort to get it down. They just weren't for letting him go, were they? And in the end, he finally got round.
The goal is a good one, tagged on quickly. 18 points to 14.
Penalty try. That's what give it up for Parkside.
Referee stops his watch, which means that we're definitely inside the last 5 minutes according to his watch.
So I've just seen him say 2 minutes to the West Hull 9. He's just told him 2 minutes.
Well, as we said before, you know, the clock on here isn't the actual official clock. That's only the referee. This is a guide. We're heading up to the 80th minute of what we've seen on the screen, but we may have a couple of minutes. We've had a few injuries in this second half. There's not long though, is there? And Club Parkside got to hang on with West Hull somewhere or other. Have got to find a way through.
An intriguing finish coming up. Don't go anywhere. National Conference League Grand Final delivering yet again. Hullett gets us underway. He's kicked it as long as he can. It's bouncing, it's bobbling. Now they're trying to play it out from deep. Steen has it. Steen tackled. 15 out from his own line. Ellerington now. Outside his 20. Powley plays it across to Steen. Well, lots of grit and determination to get out to the 30-metre line. Played right to Wilson. Wilson twisting, spinning, turning up as far as the 40-metre line. Stamp needs some ambition. Oh, good play from Wood.
Yeah, well done, Hullett, actually, to slow him down and not let him get through.
Last tackle signalled.
They need to do something special here to West Hull.
Stamp's thinking about it. It's on the left-hand side with Lazenby. Oh, almost intercepted by Dargan.
Now, if he'd have caught that, that'd have been it then.
It certainly would have been. It certainly would have been. Dare I ask you with this stoppage for your player of the game?
Yeah, there's been a few actually. I think both Steen and Wilson for West Hull have been outstanding. For Parkside, it's been for me Danny Rouse and Hullett, but I think the winger Tyler Dargan, he's been. We said earlier on about somebody turning the game round on its head, and that lad's just done it. So number 5 Tyler Dargan for me the man of match.
It's been an outstanding performance from the winger, wearing the blue skull cap. But West Hull asking some questions. There's Jansen Turker, 25 out from the line. Stamp goes to Steen. Steen takes on Fields. That's like a battle of the giants there, isn't it? Coming up against each other. Stamp goes short to Ellerington.
Another claim for a forward pass there. The referee says play on. They've got the numbers here again of West Hull.
Steen to his right hand side. Wilson just pops it up, waits for Jansen to emerge, and then finds an offload to Wood. Everyone's turning up to come up with an effort. Steen moves it across to Stamp. Stamp all the way out. Dargan gets to his man, slows him down. Good
Great
defence, Hullett.
Really good.
Really good play from Hullett.
He's cramped up as well, but it looks.
Last tackle, play. Steen. They're certainly peppering this line. There's Jansen Turger, pops it back acrobatically. Wood drills the kick through. Someone needs to drop on it. It's eventually.
They've got another set here, I think.
Yeah, it's eventually hit into the stand behind.
That's the final whistle.
That is all that we've got time for. What a win for Hunslet Club Parkside. They've had some historic victories on their way through the National Conference League. I'm sure this will go down as one of the finest, Trevor.
Well, what a game and what a performance from Hunslet Club Parkside against all the odds. They've come and they've managed to win it. They've had to go big, but we talked about those missed goal kicks in the first half from West Hull, and they've paid heavily for those in the end, but they've missed other chances, and Hunslet Club Parkside's defence has been absolutely superb, but 2 tries from Tyler Dargan, the man of the match, has swung it Hunslet Club Parkside's way.
Yeah, it's been a valiant performance from Hunslet Club Parkside. What a game, what a really good close encounter that was.
Yeah, it's been a cracking game, end-to-end stuff, and it just showed, I know it's an old cliche, but a game of 2 halves. It just showed West Hull peppered Parkside in the first half, but Parkside kept them out and kept them out well. So credit to Parkside, credit to them players who are retiring at the end of the season. They deserve this, but I'm pretty sure West Hull will bounce back next year and be round about there again next year.
Yeah, there's no doubt that they're going to bounce back.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they will, West Hull. You know, it'll be a big disappointment to them, but I'm sure Paul Couch, yourself, we've seen it. Really, West Hull didn't take their chances, and that's what you've got to do in a game here. Hunslet Club Parkside took theirs, and they defended superbly.
I just want to give a mention to referees as well. I think the referee's been very good this afternoon. Apart from one error you've hardly noticed him, and he's kept the game flowing, which has made a good game as well.
Definitely, and let's be honest, you know, it's very rare a referee gets praised for his performance, isn't it? So
not from a coach, anyway.
But he has done really well. It's no wonder that he is picking up the award for National Conference League Referee of the Year, Trevor. So the table is being set up. These victory pictures, though, they mean everything, don't they?
Yeah, it's something to treasure for them, innit? It's they've done it before of Parkside when they came through the divisions, and they've done it again.
18 points to 14.
I think if you look back at it, you know, the absence of Steen, actually they paid quite heavily for that, because they were a little bit lost without him, and then when he came back on they seemed to get a little bit better organised, but you know, they ran out of options. Hunslet Club Parkside closed down the avenues they were trying to attack through, so you know, tremendous performance and a great grand final in the end, and well, they'll do it all again next year.
Very much so. It's been the end of a very enjoyable and a very long season, Trevor.
Well, it has been a long season, but you know, it's been a tough one for the clubs, bouncing back after COVID, getting people to get playing again and come along and put their bodies on the line week in, week out. You know, hopefully they've enjoyed what they've done. Hopefully they'll get stronger next year as more people decide they'll have a go at it. But you know, this is what it's all about. A great grand final. Winners are grinners, as they say, and losers can please themselves. But West Hull will look back on this, and it's been a great season for them. League Leaders Trophy. You know, they finished the top of the pile in that respect, but the grand finals eluded them. And Hunslet Club Parkside, well, some great players, Andy Hullock, of course, and Jamie Field. We're saying goodbye to them, and they've had a superb career in the National Conference League, so good luck to them.
So we're preparing for the presentations, and first of all it's going to be our match officials that are going up to collect their mementos. As you said, Paul played full part.
Yeah, without a doubt, he's refereed it well. Maybe just one error that he might have a look at himself, but I think the flow of the game kept going, and that's credit to him as well.
Ralph Rimmer presenting the mementos and the medals. Lovely to see. We don't have a game without match officials. And now it's the presentation for the Player of the Match award. As we said, Tyler Dargan. Look at that grin. That means everything, that grin.
Yeah, deserves it, does lad. He changed the game really in that second half.
What a young player he is. Look out for him writing plenty of headlines in future.
Without a doubt, he's going to be one to watch.
And now it's West Hull the runners-up coming forward to collect their runners-up medals.
Not a nice feeling at all. They'll probably look back over the game in the first half where they've missed the opportunities to put points on the board.
I mean, to be fair, you picked out that at the time, didn't you, Paul? And always thought that they never got enough points, they never put enough pressure on.
Yeah, they had the opportunity. They had the opportunity to score the tries and just to keep the pressure more on Hunslet. But again, I'll go back to say it, credit to Hunslet for keeping them out, for defending like they did, and making sure that West Hull didn't score anymore.
It's certainly been a tremendous season for West Hull despite this result. They've dominated the Premier Division, but it all comes down to this, a presentation for the winners. The winners this year being Hunslet Club Parkside, and what a way, as we've mentioned before, to farewell two of their finest servants.
Yeah, two brilliant servants to not just to the Parkside, to the NCL as well. Both played for the country at some point as well, but I'm pretty sure most teams won't be worried about seeing the back of field here, how big he is and how big he is. But credit to him, him and Andy Ullock have been through the club with thick and thin.
Deserved winners' medals being handed out by the RFL's Ralph Rimmer. There's Billington, had a good game. Jack McShane, and then the kicking of Rouse really did play a huge part.
I've got to say, Danny Rouse really pushed Tyler for the man of the match. Just them two tries that just edged it out for him and really turned the game.
And then this is the moment that it all comes down to, doesn't it? The presentation of the trophy.
Yeah, I think Shilver's the captain as well with Andy Ullock, so I think they'll probably lift it together. Well, they'll have to know, because Shilver's still struggle otherwise.
Yeah. So Ullock posing for pictures with that trophy. And now the celebrations can start. Great scenes. What a performance from Hunslet Club Parkside. What a victory. Your champions of the National Conference League 2022.
Yeah, well done, Hunslet. Credit to him and credit to the coaches in Martin and Paul.
And the bubbly starting to flow as well. So, Paul, it's been an absolute pleasure being alongside you today. Thank you ever so much for your efforts.
Not a problem, I've enjoyed it. It's been a cracking game to watch and a cracking game to commentate on.
Definitely a cracking game to commentate on. So we leave the Millennium Stadium this evening, safe in the knowledge that Hunslet Club Parkside have got their names on the National Conference League Grand Final trophy yet again. They've lifted it this afternoon by virtue of an 18-14 win over West Hull. On behalf of everybody here, this is Dave Parkinson signing off for the National Conference League for 2022. I'll see you again soon.